YouTube. Okay, so today's video is going to be on how to do good in lab and simulation. Okay, so I am in my last semester in nursing school. Up until now, I've been doing really good in lab and simulation. I've been doing okay. You know, I've been getting by, all that. So there's certain areas where I went wrong, okay, with this skill that I just tested. So there's areas I went wrong and then I ended up failing. Okay, so this video is to prepare you so you're not gonna be in my situation. Okay, so the first thing with lab is to get ready. Show up on time, show up not even on time, show up early, get your stuff together, like get everything in your pockets you need. Get your stethoscope, your watch, your pen light, anything you would need on the job. Get it ready for lab and get it ready for simulation. Okay, so you're ready. Also look professional, like do your makeup, have your hair back. You can't be a nurse and have your hair down. Like, your instructors are going to be looking at that. Have your name badge on. Have no nail polish. Make sure your nails are clean. Like, be professional and be by the books. Like, and also, like, make sure you look presentable. Like I was saying, like, do your makeup so you feel confident and this and that. Get rest, eat breakfast, and show up early and on time. Come prepared with what you need. You're gonna need a skills checklist if you're practicing or like learning the skill. If you're in simulation, you need all your supplies, your laptop, because for us, we need 2 laptops in the sim room because one person is documenting on assessment and doing notes and stuff, and then you need another laptop so you can sign out medications and look up labs and stuff like that. So bring a laptop. They might throw a medication calculation at you, so bring a calculator. Don't use your phone as a calculator. That's not professional. They're not gonna like that. As far as your watch, don't have a smartwatch. And make sure you have your medication book, so that if you forget something about a medication or you don't know if it's compatible with a medication that's already running in the IV, then make sure you have your drug book to look it up. Don't like I was in that situation and I called pharmacy, and then pharmacy was like, well, we don't have time for that. Like, it was basically my teacher saying, look it up yourself. So make sure you're prepared with your drug book. Don't be looking up stuff on Google and trying to wing it and call pharmacy and sim. Okay, that's not gonna work. Also bring your stethoscope and your pen light as well. Make sure you have your ID on. And then the second part to doing good with sim and lab is practicing. So when you're practicing the test for a skill, make sure your kits are set up for like how they are in the real world. For example, the most recent skills that I just did not pass. Can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, I didn't pass because I did break sterility. So when I was practicing with my trach care kit, the sterile drape was on top and the sterile gloves are on the bottom. So I took my sterile drape out, put it down, shiny side down, right? So I put that down, my sterile field was ready, and then I was ready to put everything on my field that I need because I was unsterile. So I did my saline. I got my saline out. I put my inner cannula on the field. I could open up like extra Q-tips. This is trach care. I don't know if I mentioned it. Extra 4x4 gauze. Then I dumped everything on my field, and then the sterile gloves are on top. When I got to testing, sterile gloves are on top. I had to somehow maneuver that sterile drape from underneath the gloves. And then if I dumped everything out, like just straight out, the sterile gloves are on the bottom, and then I would break sterility because I'm trying to grab the sterile gloves from out the bottom of everything. So I had to like figure it out on the spot. So make sure you're practicing with kits that are arranged in the way that you're going to be tested, okay? Also, when you're testing on your days off and you're just coming in for extra testing, I made the mistake where I practiced myself, and that's the reason I didn't know that the trach care kit was in the wrong order. Okay, so when you're when you're practicing for testing, make sure you go get a teacher and get help, because even if it says independent testing, practice, then there's still teachers there and they will help us. So chances are your school is going to be the same. So take advantage of these teachers. These teachers are ICU nurses. These teachers they might be on a cardiac floor. They might be an ER nurse. These teachers have experience and they have knowledge and they have tips for you. So when you're practicing, I keep saying testing, when you're practicing, make sure you have a teacher there critiquing what you're doing, because they'll be like, why are you doing it like this? Just do this. And then you'll be like, oh, I could make it that simple. And then you might not be aware of like what you're doing, so they can anticipate a mistake before you make it. So they can be like, yo, hold it like this. And then you could be like, oh, okay, I see why you're saying that, because I would have broke sterility if I did it like that. Or I had the catheter flopping around like that, or whatever. Because you're so focused on what you're going to do next and is it right what you're doing, that you're overlooking other things. So it helps to have that person, that nurse, watching you. And then you get so you get the technique down, then then when they're not with you, now you can practice and you know you're doing it right. The more you practice, and the more it becomes muscle memory, where you're just focusing on being careful because it's a sterile field, as opposed to trying to think of what you're doing next while you're doing something, because that's how you mess up, combined with being watched, so you're nervous. So practicing with the teacher also helps with your nerves, because they're watching you when you're nervous, because you still don't want to mess up even though it's practice. So it gets you used to being in that situation where someone's watching every move you make and critiquing every move you make. So get your practice in. For sim, you have to know the disease process, because the patient is not there giving you cues. You have to anticipate, what would this patient be doing? What would this patient look like? How would this patient be presenting? There's no cues for you, except for if your teacher is talking through the mannequin with the microphone. That's going to be the only cue, but they might not help you out with cues. You know what I mean? You'll have to be anticipating what that patient is supposed to present like, and what labs would this patient have, what medications would I want for this disease process, because if the medication is not there, you need to be asking for it. You know what I mean? If the patient is presenting, let's just keep it simple, in pain, there's no pain medication, and this is a painful disease process, well, you need to be asking for pain medicine from the doctor and know that patient would be in pain. So those are my tips for lab. It's basically be ready and practice. That's it. But in practice, in a way that, practice with a teacher and make sure your kits are set up by how you're going to be tested. Okay? Don't have your kit in a different order and then you get in testing and it's totally different. That's what happened to me. Okay, so then I ended up breaking sterility and this and that. I forgot my suction pressure too. And then I was so nervous. I was like probably I was like shaking. And I'm putting in the catheter to suction. And then I touched my hand to the mannequin's face. So I broke sterility there too. So when I took the drape out, I broke sterility. And then when I was putting the catheter in, I broke sterility. And then I couldn't remember the suction pressure because I was so stinking nervous. So get rid of them nerves and practice. All right. So that's it. That's all I could think of right now. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in the description box. If you have a tip, put it in the comments so we can all collaborate here. Because lab is tough, it's nerve-wracking, and we need to work together, right? So that is it, guys. I will talk to you soon. If you watch this long, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching, and I hope that it helped you. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.